Hey y'all, and welcome back to Growing with Ray. In today's video, you guys, it's going to be a different setup. My name is Raven. I'm in Kentucky, growing zone 7A. You guys, we have a pretty cloudy day today, and if you're new here, I want to say hey, and if you're returning, hey, thank you for the support. So moving forward, since the school season has started with working as well, I am going to be doing weekly videos with you guys. The times that I'll usually most likely have 2 videos a week is when I do just plain harvest video. Now throughout these videos you will see harvest as well, but I'm just showing you guys what I am doing little by little in the yard, because you don't have to have the garden overwhelm you. If you're not familiar, I have been gardening for 5 years now, and this year I decided to take a new approach at it, which was doing it at my own pace, my own way, just within the restraints of course, when things grow. So I did put my tomatoes and peppers in later than usual. I honestly put in a lot of things in the garden later than usual. Because of that, this is why the garden looks the way it looks, as other people's gardens may look more vigorous. If you want to see what my garden looked like last year at this time, it would be best if you went back to those videos. If I find a video, I'll show you it. But getting into today's video, I told y'all I was starting corn, and so that's what I did. And now I'm about to go ahead and get these planted. Remember, I started corn in one of my new bags over there and containers, and I just don't like the way it was growing. It was already trying to produce corn while it was still small, so we did go ahead and start more corn. This is a 75-day to maturity corn. I'll try to put a picture of the variety on the screen for you guys, and then from there, if I happen to do anything else in the garden, I'll let you know. But I am restarting this corn. It really doesn't care to be transplanted, but it's at a good enough stage to where I shouldn't bother it too much for transplanting it. One thing about growing corn, you do want to make sure that you grow it in a block type of style for better pollination. And we're going to still see if we can get corn. Last year was my first year ever successfully getting corn. But I've only tried for 2 years so far. So this would be year 3 of trying to get corn. Last year I think I got 3 ears of corn. So I'm hoping this year I get more, because I didn't do it in a block format last year. Now this was the bed that the greens were in, and we did go ahead and pick those in the last video. So I'm about to put you all on a time lapse while I get these in the ground. Alright, so we got the corn done. Now I have some other plants that I need to go get, but first I'm going to water this in, and I think I'm going to sow carrots in between it. So I'm going to do that now. We got a bird that is so offended with my dog being outside. All it's doing is chirping, and it literally keeps flying around my dog until my dog chases it. Then it looks like it has a problem. It's been making that noise literally since for a while now, okay? But I'm about to show you everything I have that I'm going to be putting into these 3 flower beds that I have. My Bells of Ireland does not look like it's going to survive the whole rest of the season, which is fine. I'm still going to leave it there, but we're going to see if it survives or not. I know I have echinacea in this biggest bed right here, which is bed number 9. I'm sorry, bed number 10. I don't know what my dog did to that bird. It just yoshed here. But first thing first, I do have some non-stop white tuberous begonia, and I'm going to put this right in this area over here with the snapdragons, y'all. I have some cocktail whiskey begonias that I'm going to be putting in bed number 10. I have a Revolution bicolor Gerberna. Y'all see that? Ain't that so cute? That's going in one of these beds. I have a Aquila Hawaii Sunset Mix. I think that's really pretty. Last but not least, I have the Gerbera Revolution Selection Mix. Now these flowers were things that were given away at one of our local greenhouses for free because they were closing down, because they're only open during summer and early spring. Once fall comes, because they have 2 locations, the other one stays open until the end of August. But yeah, so we're going to get these flowers in here, and then depending on how much time I have left, we may try to go ahead and trellis up these grapes, y'all, because they're starting to hang over just any which way, and I really don't want that happening for the grapes. That's what these are right here. I want them to continue to vine as one has done already. I have a vine on the fence I need to cut though, but if you can see, it's vining behind me, and then I want it to vine further down. But let's get these in these beds so that we can get some more flowers by the end of the year. Oh, and if you can't tell, I need to weed eat again or something over here, because man oh man, these weeds keep growing back, y'all. This hibiscus roselle is going to get huge. I'm not gonna lie, I think I may put this in the bed with the borage. Dig up one of them, because I got 4 of them back here. It's getting big, very big. Do y'all see it? Look at how big this is. I think I'm gonna dig this one up and put it in that bed where the borage was at. Making that sacrifice and moving this because my borage did not do well. This is the only one looking good. we'll see how it does being over here. These 3 flowers are going right here. So what I'm going to do is add some soil first. I'll be right back. Y'all, last but not least, this cucumber area is cleared up and it's time to add plants in here. We do have 2 Cinderella pumpkins, 2 gourd mixes, 1 mini harvest blend pumpkin, and then we have 2 more loofahs that we are going to go ahead and add in this area. Now, while getting everything planted, if you don't notice, what I am doing when I'm putting each plant into the ground, I'm not per se digging into that whole area. I did that originally when we first planted out the cucumbers, but for these I don't do that. The type of soil that I used, it'll go ahead and continue to feed the grass. I mean, not the grass, but the plants. So what I did do was I just went ahead and lifted up the landscape fabric a little bit while I'm putting the plant into each hole, so that basically it's going to have to dig its way into the ground itself, or it can really just grow on the top layer surface, whatever the case may be. What I am going to do while I'm sitting here putting these in, you guessed it, they're going to get watered. They're going to get watered actually every day for a week. Hey y'all, it's another day, and what I have done is I finished all of the pickling of cucumbers this year. I am super duper excited. I did go ahead and also put all of my lavender in a jar. So aside of sharing lavender with 2 people this year, I have this much lavender. I think that's amazing. I still have my parsley, sage, and mint right here that I'm going to work on. I have to fix this camera setting because I don't know why it's looking like this, but that is still drying. My cayennes are over here drying on top of the microwave. And next time you see me, I'll either be potting up the plants or we'll be somewhere in the garden doing something. Y'all, we are back in the garden, and what I didn't do is tell y'all. So these are the early golden bantam hybrids of the corn. It takes 60 to 80 days, which is why I planted those. When I did start these carrots, I'm sorry, not carrots. When I did start these corns, I had 110 days left in my growing season, and we did just transplant them maybe about 2-3 days ago. Now, so they're about 2 weeks old. I should hopefully get a harvest in the fall time. It'll be good. It'll be great. Another thing is, since this takes about 60 to 90 days, around the time these are ready, I should be able to clear this whole bed. So not only will the corn be ready, but I'm also going to add this rainbow mix of carrots. And this takes 67 days, as you can see. What I am going to do is actually put these carrots in between the corn. So, because I have 3 rows of corn, I can do 4 rows total of carrots. So I'm about to just find like a stick. You can use your hand if you got gloves on. to go ahead and do my little divots. We're going to put those in there. I will make sure to water those in, and every day I will make sure that whole row actually gets watered, because when it comes to carrot seeds, these have to stay wet. If they dry out, they will not germinate 9 times out of 10. But we're going to try and see how it goes. Another thing is, I do not thin my carrots. You all can. If you all get the pelleted seeds, those are better. You won't have to thin as much. If you sit here and get the carrot tape, those are supposed to be already portioned with spacing, which could be even better. But for me, I like the cheaper route. I'm going to do it like this. If you haven't seen, I will put the picture here of the carrots I harvested in spring, and I have them literally sitting in my fridge in a bag, and they store very well. I'm going to put a paper towel in there just for any condensation on it, but it should really last me until next year. I may actually process those, and if I do, it'll be in this video. So I don't know about y'all, but every summer I do get a certain type of spider in my yard, which is a yellow and black spider. And I assume, again, I just assume that they're beneficial. They eat all the extra insects. So my biggest thing is, if you're having issues in your garden with certain pests, continue to build up your ecosystem, because eventually your ecosystem will take care of those pests for you. Now, I don't know if corn is a good companion plant with carrots, but we're trying it, because I didn't do the 3 sister method like I intended, and I honestly don't want any more squash this year, so I'm not going to be trying it. I guess I could have went ahead and put some pumpkins in here, but usually the 3 sister method is the corn helps to shade out the thing at the bottom, which would be the squash. The squash helps to shade out the soil. And the green beans, they grow nodules that'll sit here and have nitrogen on it, because one thing about green beans, they absorb nitrogen out of the atmosphere, so out of the air. And with the green beans, you would do pole beans, and they would be able to grow up the corn stalk. But yeah, I said I'm not doing that. We got our first 2 rows. I'm going to do the last 2, and then I'll meet you on our next project. All right, y'all, I lied. So I thought about something while I was planting this, and it's the simple fact that some people will actually put, like, sorry, I don't know why the dogs are going off in the neighborhood, but some people put cardboard down or a piece of wood down over their carrots after they sow them for about a week, and they pull up that once they see them starting to germinate, just to try to lock in the moisture. I don't. I'm more of a ride with the wind bullseye type of person. I mean, that's the era I grew up in. Shout out to Andy, you know. So we do what we can with what we got, and what grows grows, and what doesn't doesn't. I've had good success just doing it like this, and then just making sure it stays watered. Now, if you don't know, if you're new here, I have a sprinkler drip system. So this is the part of it. You just turn this to adjust the spray. It gets a good amount of area, but sometimes if I come out here and see that it isn't sprayed everything, I will come out, and then I'll decide to go ahead and water any areas if need be. But usually I like plants going to look for the water, so that helps the roots to grow. I don't do it too often. For this bed right here, it's looking pretty empty. Earlier this week I did go ahead and add the begonias up front. We have echinaceas on the end. Those are something that'll come back every year, the echinacea. I also had bells of Ireland in here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pull these. If I find my shears, I'll just cut them at the base, because what I want to do is put in things that I know will give me a cute thing. These were very pretty at the beginning of the season. Maybe just our weather wasn't the best for it this year to prolong it for the whole season, because this summer, out of This is year 5 of me growing. It's definitely, interesting. I didn't know if that was a butterfly or not, and it is. Oh, it's pretty. It's brown and orange. It could be a moth. Y'all know they make some pretty moths too. But I did also pull my green beans that was over here because they weren't really producing. And if you all have been here, you all know I have a whole bed of green beans. What I am going to add are my sunflowers that I've started. Don't start asking me what the sunflowers are. I don't know if these are the dwarf ones or if I actually did the mammoth ones. I think I did the dwarf. It's one or the other, I know that. But I want to get these stationed for where I want these at, because I want some more sunflowers this year. If you've seen in my last Welcome in August video, then you know I knocked down my other one. Now, the thing about sunflowers, the closer you plant them together, the smaller they'll be. So it doesn't really matter the variety, because since they're so close together, they won't get so big. Now, another thing I've heard in the gardening community is sunflowers put off some type of chemical in their roots that discourage other things to grow. From my experience, I haven't seen that yet. I still plant them. Let me go get my shears. We'll be right back. I remember white chicks when they was like, oopsie, I made a poopsie. Yeah, oopsie, I made a mistake. I didn't mean my shears. I meant my trowel. This is like a, I think this is called like a hori knife. I got it from Walmart because, you know, once a company makes something, Temu, Shein, somebody else in between will sit here and make a duplicate of it. And ain't nothing wrong with it, because if any of them want to sponsor me for a duplicate, honey, I'll take it. Okay? But we're just going to get these in here. Putting all of them in here. I did start some chocolate sunflowers, but I gave those away. I have a short video of me making a bouquet. So if you want to know what like a chocolate sunflower looks like, after this video, just go to my shorts. If you click on my profile, it'll have like For You, videos, and then shorts. If you go under the shorts section, you'll be able to see what they look like, because I do have it in a bouquet. Now, if you came to my channel from the shorts, are you all enjoying them? Do I need to do more of those? My brother said I should. That's why I started doing them. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, what y'all think, if I should be doing them or not. Because I don't mind doing that. You know, sometimes we don't have all day to look at something. Or sometimes we just don't have that attention span, depending on who the person is that's watching it. If y'all want to see me do more reels, though, let me know. Now, the next video that we're going to be doing is going to be a garden tour. So, I said I'll be posting once a week, but I may get y'all twice a week. It's just I want to start showing y'all what I do throughout the week in the garden, just to maintain it and show y'all that it's a labor of love, honestly. There's a gentleman I watch. I'll put his name on the screen because I've mentioned him before, but I love that he does biblical scripture in soul. Not soul, but biblical scripture in soil. And yesterday I watched his video that he posted. It should be 3 days ago now, and it was really amazing, talking about the things we can grow in our garden that are in the Bible. And I ain't sorry if I make you offended by me talking about God in the Bible. It's not my job to sit here and persuade you to be a follower of him or anything like that, but I'm going to talk about him on this platform. And so the 4 things that he identified in regards to things to plant was the fig tree, the olive tree, a hyssop plant, which I actually seen this couple, Promising Acres Farm, I believe. It was Gerald and Simone with a Y, because she's got a Y like my cousin. They have hyssop, and Simone really likes it in tea. She said it actually has like a licorice taste to it. Now, I don't like licorice, but in scripture it has a lot of references of cleansing the soul, you know. And that's one thing it's good for medicinally. It's cleansing. So I want to try that. And then what was the last one? I don't remember. I'll put it on the screen what the last one was, because everything that he mentioned, he had scripture for it. Did you know it was 124 plants mentioned in the Bible? What's so interesting is, you guys, if you skipped past this, I feel sorry for you, because you wouldn't be watching me if it wasn't for the Bible, if I'm being honest. Because it was in my alone time with God that I sat here and got the inkling to start gardening, because in reference to verses that mention plants, I was wondering, well, what does it mean to sow and plow the earth? And what is it like to sit here and have a fig tree not producing, and you want to cut it down, but then next year you have that possibility of it growing and everything like that. So I thought it was pretty interesting. If you're interested in it, I suggest you go over there and tell them Raven sent you. It was really nice. But we got 2 more sunflowers to put in here, and then we got another project to do, and I will tell you who recommended it, and we're gonna try it. All right, y'all, so I have my snips, and what I was referred to do, it makes a lot of sense to do it. And I'm gonna put her name on the screen. It's T Nola. She's in Louisiana. Hey girl, hey. So she was saying the way she grows her cantaloupes is from your plants. You will see that you have multiple stems coming off of one plant. My plant right here has about 5 to 6 different stems. What she does is she goes through each vine, of course, before it gets like this, and she cuts off the one that only has male flowers. So I'm going to go through, see if I can find the stems that have only male flowers, because if you all saw in my last video, we have cantaloupe in here. I've seen about 6 or 7 of them. And one thing about cantaloupe that I tell people, you can grow them on the ground like this, or you can put them on a trellis, because a lot of people love putting them on the trellis. Please know, if you put them on the trellis, you want some type of support bag over them, around them as they grow, because the thing about cantaloupe versus other fruit is when it's ready to harvest, it falls off the vine. So if you're gonna have it above ground, growing up a trellis, you don't want to come out and just have a broken cantaloupe on the ground. At least I don't. But let's see if we can find some of this. I'm gonna put y'all on a time lapse, and if I end up finding one, I'll slow it down and show y'all. So I found one immediately. It has actually a little bit of fruit on it, just one. Actually, that's gonna be a flower. So this stem is literally just a stem of male flowers. This is taking energy from the plant that's producing the fruit. To get better fruit production, to get bigger fruit, you can cut this off so that the plant's not focusing on growing this. Now, what some people do actually is they cut it here, because they do that also like when they're trying to grow huge watermelons. For the female stems that have fruit on it, they'll cut the end right here because it'll stop it from growing for the watermelons. But we're going to cut this whole stem off and see if we can get any space in between this, because if you're new here, these are not only cantaloupes. I have 3 cantaloupe plants in this salmon bed, and then I also have 3 tiger melon plants in this salmon bed, and they're all together. If you're wondering what a tiger melon looks like, and when the tiger melon is ready, it does turn orange. Now I am tracing this stem all the way back to the main stem to cut it off. And as you can see, this is the one I cut. There's no fruit on it. I'm going to toss it to the side. Another thing you all may see me do often is I do just throw a lot of my compost here, and sometime throughout the week I'll pick it up. I remember what I throw down, things that have any type of disease. So if it develops rust, like the green beans or the calendula, I don't put that in the compost. Usually it's like soil borne, or it could just be a disease susceptible variety, so I won't do that. But for the other ones that are healthy and stuff like that, I'll put that in the compost tumbling bin, and we just keep it moving. Alright y'all, my camera overheated, but these are so far what I've gotten in just one plant, because like I said, I had about 6 or 7 stems on it. This is one plant. I'm about to show you what it looks like compared to the other side. So as you can see, this is not as full. I like it, I guess, if I was trellising stuff, but I like the fullness of it, so I'm not gonna do anymore. But it is recommended. I just like the fullness, so that's why I let them sprawl. Now the watermelons, I may do that at a later point. Now the last thing I am going to do is fertilize the garden this evening. So I will see y'all in a millisecond. Alright y'all, last but not least, what I am going to be doing next is what T recommended, which is to go ahead and fertilize my garden with some rice water. So she does have a video on how she makes the rice water. If you're familiar in the hair community of the rice water method, the only difference is we don't let the rice ferment some in the water. You literally are just getting the rice water from anytime you clean rice. And I don't know about y'all, but I eat a lot of rice. So when you rinse it off to clean your rice, save it. Now, you're not going to want to put a whole amount in here. I just put not even 3-4 tablespoons. I'm going to fill this with water. Go ahead and dilute it. And we're going to water the whole garden tonight. Now, the water's already on because you definitely, when you're fertilizing, it's preferred that the soil is moist so that it doesn't have an issue when it comes to sitting here and absorbing the fertilizer. But that's the last that I'm going to be doing in this video. So until next time, happy gardening and thank you for watching. God bless you. See you in the next video. Bye. Before we go, I get to show you guys the different stages of a pea flower, a butterfly pea flower.